3 dives in 1 month, and a lot of sharks over the span of 6 different species and over 6 hours in the water. From lemons to bulls and 2 different species of hammer, this video is going to be pretty insane. And it's going to show you guys what I've been doing this past month besides making YouTube videos and school. Plus, after the montage, I'll be going in depth on each species I observed and the behaviors I saw throughout each one of these dives. So now let's cue the incredible intro and show you guys what I've been up to.
Get-togethers get me down, but when you talk it's like, wow, I'm not crazy. Yep. Don't kill me, cause I'm just a messenger. I already went into my temperature, and I'm not sick, got to call my vitamins. Yeah, I'm not sick, I'm just kinda different. Oh, different, so different. They tell us to be different, but no one told me I could go too far. Frankly, I'm scared of clowns. The get-togethers get me down, but when you talk it's like, wow, I'm not crazy. Frankly, I feel insane, but you say you feel the same. And suddenly it's like, hey, I'm not crazy. Cause when you talk it's like, wow, I'm not crazy. Don't kill me, cause I'm just a messenger. I've never seen someone quite this strange before. You're just like me, you took all your vitamins. You're just like me, and you take delight in it. Oh, different, so different. They tell us to be different, but no one told me I could go too far. Frankly, I'm scared of clowns. The get-togethers get me down, but when you talk it's like, wow, I'm not crazy. Frankly, I feel insane, but you say you feel the same. And suddenly it's like, hey, I'm not crazy. Cause when you talk it's like, wow, I'm not crazy. Yep.
So that was a lot of footage to include in only 3 minutes. And believe it or not, sharks were far from the only things we saw while on these trips. I also got to experience firsthand my first ever leatherback sea turtle sighting from the boat, in addition to my first ever marlin sighting. And on the second dive, I even got to see some bottlenose dolphins. But of course, the highlight of each and every one of these trips was the sharks, of which the 2 rarest and most notable species were the great hammerhead and the even rarer and critically endangered smooth hammerhead. The great hammerhead in particular is the 3rd largest predatory shark found in our waters, and is also the most common of the 3 large predatory sharks found in my area. They can get up to 20 feet long, though they normally average about 12 to 13 feet, in which the female I saw was about 13 feet and got surprisingly close. They can be distinguished from other species of hammerheads by their large sickle-shaped fins and their straight cephalofoil, which is often used to pin down other sharks and rays which they feed upon. In contrast, the smooth hammerhead, which I didn't get any footage of from that dive, though luckily for me other people did, is an even rarer species of hammerhead overall, primarily because they spend more of their time out in the open ocean far away from shore and are usually alone, not with other sharks, let alone on feeding dives. Unlike their close cousin, the great hammerhead, the smooth hammerhead seems to have a much smaller, sleeker body, which helps them maneuver themselves through the water. And while hammers were only present on 2 of the dives, there was one species that carried over throughout each of these dives, and that is the sandbar shark. Sandbar sharks, despite still being classified as endangered, have had a huge comeback in the state of Florida, and they are now one of the most abundant species of sharks throughout the state. They could be distinguished from other shark species by their pointy nose and oversized fins, in addition to their much brighter coloration. They also have a knack for stealing cameras, which made filming them a bit of a challenge, but also very fun. Overall, when a shark is approaching you, the best thing you could do is maintain eye contact, and in some cases even swim straight towards it, as this behavior will oftentimes be enough to deter the shark. In some specific cases, though, you might also need to get your hand ready to possibly push the shark off of you. And while using your fins to deter the sharks can work under certain specific circumstances, it is definitely not recommended to be used on larger species or even more fired up smaller individuals. But the method did work pretty well on the sandbar sharks, particularly on the second trip. What I find with sandbar sharks overall is that they seem to be a lot braver in large numbers, and usually when they're on their own or outnumbered by another species, they usually tend to back off. Such as what happened on my third dive, which could have had as many as 20 bull sharks total, in addition to some also pretty fired up lemon sharks. Both of these species are significantly larger and considered to be dominant over the sandbar sharks, so when they show up in numbers, the sandbar sharks usually back off. Surprisingly, despite their intimidating size and reputation, so far every single time I've dove with bull sharks, they've been relatively well behaved. At least compared to the sandbar sharks, which tend to be a lot more spontaneous and harder to predict. The bull sharks, in comparison, seem a lot more thoughtful in their movements, and while they will come up to you and size you up, they usually don't get as close, as they just don't seem to be as interested in people overall, and are usually more drawn by the smell of food. This is also a good time for me to point out the fact that no species of shark sees humans as a food source. Sharks have evolved over millions of years to eat very specific food items, and us humans do not fall under that umbrella. In turn, though, it's also important to keep in mind that sharks do not follow the same rules as people, and they are not little cuddly cats in a fish's body either. Sharks can still bite, and it is very important to be ready for anything and everything that can possibly occur, especially when on feeding dives with these magnificent predators. This fact seems to be something a lot of people forget, especially when talking about more quote-unquote friendly species, such as lemon sharks and nurse sharks, which I've also had a lot of experience with, both on traditional and feeding dives. Overall, what I hope this video does for you guys is not just educate you about the different shark species that inhabit Florida's waters, but also I hope this video acts as a reminder that you can't just enjoy animals from behind a screen, but in a lot of cases, if you truly love these animals, then you just have to get out there and experience them for yourselves. While in recent months I've mostly been focusing on my mini documentaries, I want to get back into filming more adventure videos of me with the animals I so dearly love. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I'll be making not one but 2 mini documentaries next week, one of which will be relating to sharks. So please, if you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you real soon. Goodbye.